Hi everyone and welcome to the very first Richard's F1 Vodcast. I wanted to set this up as another interaction point for the site's readers and I hope that you will take as much enjoyment from these as I do from making them, and I hope that they prove to be a great success for the site and its content. We've set up our own YouTube channel where I'll be posting lots of my favourite clips, and we'll be adding these the vodcasts to the collection as well, so you'll be able to access them anytime. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, so that you get notified when the vodcasts happen and when they're published as well too. Above all, I really love you to post your questions to me via the vodcasts or with any additional or through email as well too, and I'll try and use them to maybe address some of the questions that you posed to me over the course of the coming sessions there. Our very first question comes from Vaibhav Parikh, who's one of our readers in India. G'day Vaibhav, I hope you're well. Who asked, what needs to be done in order to get Kaun Chandhok back in the cockpit of a Formula One car in a racing environment? And I thought that was a really fantastic question to open this podcast with. I, like many I would imagine, am very surprised that Kaun is still sitting on the sidelines at HRT while Sakon Yamamoto has a drive. The reasons for Sakon's arrival on the team and Kaun's displacement have never been adequately explained by HRT, but it is known that Yamamoto has a very lengthy relationship with Kaun Chandhok, the team boss. And it's certainly rumoured that he's bringing additional sponsorship to the team, which perhaps Kaun can't match at this stage. Now that I find really surprising, because I would have thought, given that he is the leading representative in Formula One for a nation of 1 billion people, that surely there would be enough commercial investment behind him that would mean he would be pretty much guaranteed a Formula One seat. I'd be really amazed if all of the major corporations and their sponsorship were tied up through Vijay Mallya. Surely he can't control everything over there. So I'm really, really surprised that there hasn't been further investment in ensuring that Kaun continues to have a seat in Formula One. With the Grand Prix making its debut next year, it's really important for the Indian market to have and continue to have a Formula One driver such as Kaun. So we certainly wish him all the best in making sure that happens. One thing Kaun will be doing next weekend through his old connections with Red Bull is actually having a demonstration run in one of their show car Formula One cars at the venue for the Korean Grand Prix, which is set to make its debut on the Formula One calendar in just 8 weeks' time. Now, if rumours are to be taken seriously, the asphalt for the circuit hasn't even been laid as yet, so quite how Red Bull and the publicity company thinks it's going to be able to pull off a successful demonstration will certainly remain to be seen. Laying and curing a race-ready asphalt certainly takes some time, so the organisers are really going to have to pull their finger out to try and make sure that this happens, because it will certainly be very embarrassing if the event cannot go ahead as planned and as scheduled. I certainly have a few apprehensions about it, not because it happens to be in Korea or anything to that respect, but because it's yet another Tilke zone that seems to be blighting the Formula One calendar. Surely I would have thought we would have seen enough of his circuits, and I would hope to God that there would be more than one Formula One circuit designer out there worth his salt. But at this stage it appears that that's not the case, so I certainly hope that he does a better job with this circuit than perhaps he has done with some of his recent incarnations that have come out into Formula One land. So I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what the circuit will be like, and I hope that it does provide us with some excellent racing, assuming of course that they can actually get the event off the ground. Last weekend's Belgian Grand Prix was really excellent. I've said before, and I will continue to say, that we should probably have every second race weekend at Spa-Francorchamps, because it always provides really, really great entertaining racing for us. We saw a really good battle between Lewis Hamilton and Mark Webber and Robert Kubica for the race outcome, although to be fair, I think that Lewis really had the legs on the other two, and his margin to them would have been much greater were it not for the safety car interruptions. It was really a dreadful weekend for Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, who both had really error-ridden races, and unfortunately Paul Jenson-Button happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when he had Vettel sideswipe him early on. It's really put a huge dent in those three drivers' championship prospects, and it'll be interesting to see how and if they can actually recover and mount a proper challenge over the rest of the year. It was certainly a positive weekend for Mercedes Grand Prix. That's certainly been a rare news news highlight for them of late. Rather worryingly, they still haven't figured out the problems with the W01 car, but they were able to use some good Ross Brawn-style tactical nous there to get them up the field after their qualifying penalties for the race, and pitting as late as possible certainly helped to overcome the shortcomings of the car. So we look forward to the next round in Italy, and of course our preview will be coming up for that next week as well too, so stay tuned for that. What's coming up this weekend for us, or at least in the coming days, we've got the Indy 300 at Kentucky Speedway coming up. Our IndyCar correspondent Matt Lennon will be providing his preview for the race very shortly. Also, we have the World Touring Car Championship round at Oschersleben in Germany, which should be another cracking event, and I'm really looking forward to seeing BMW give a good challenge to Chevrolet and Seat on what has very much been their stomping ground for the last 5 years. So it'll be another good race. There'll be plenty of crashes there. There's always a first corner shunt at the Oschersleben circuit there. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top this weekend there as well. We have more driver birthdays coming up that we'll be profiling, particularly 3 Frenchmen, being Frank Lagorce and Olivier Grouillard and Olivier Panis, whose birthdays are coming up over the next couple of days. And we'll also be running another Richard's Top 10 special as well too. We'll be counting down the top 10 craziest team bosses as well. So hopefully I don't get sued by anyone for what I'll be putting up there. And one of the other things that we're really excited about is it's less than 4 weeks until Codemasters F1 2010 game comes out on PC, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So we're really looking forward to that game's release. It certainly looks like it's going to be one of the best, if not the best, Formula One simulation that has hit the stands. And we'll be doing more profiling and preview work of that in the coming days as well. So there'll be plenty more to come, and I hope you continue to visit the site. Thanks for watching.